Guys, Arsenal have made a lot of signings in this transfer window. Martin Zubimendi, Christian Norgard, Mosquera, and of course a lot of others. Kepa Arrizabalaga, of course. But the one signing that is the most exciting one, which was a key component that was needed for like 3 to 4 seasons, is Victor Gyökeres. A proper striker, a proper number 9 who can play in the middle, front 3, up there, okay? This is the most exciting one. For the last 3 to 4 seasons, guys, Arsenal was a very good squad. Don't get me wrong. It was a very good squad, even though they didn't win anything. But that doesn't mean that it was a bad squad. It was a very good squad. But you know what? They were lacking something. And that something was a striker. They were using false nines. Mikel Merino recently. Kai Havertz. Gabriel Jesus. Before that, I don't remember. But yeah, they were using false nines. Now, guys, false nines, they can, of course, perform, but it's not enough. It's not enough. In order for a team, if you want to make a team, you need to make sure that you get the proper players who can play in the proper positions. Okay? You're taking a midfielder and then playing him in a striker position. Is he going to perform? Like, he's not going to perform. And that was going on with Arsenal for the last, 3 to 4 seasons. I was really surprised at why is Arsenal not signing a striker? Why? Now they finally did. Victor Gyökeres, who has already played in the Premier League, by the way. And of course, if you want to know how Arsenal could line up in the 2025-2026 season, make sure to subscribe to my channel and I'll drop a video on that. But he has already played in the Premier League, as I said, with Brighton. And then he went to Sporting. And then in Sporting, he became a monster. A monster. Like a literal monster. We all know him. Victor Gyökeres. Scored 69 goals and 68. There was something like that. In 2024, which was last year, he became the top scorer. No one scored more goals in 2024 than Victor Gyökeres. So he's a monster. Arsenal have signed a monster of scoring goals, a goal-scoring machine. And this was needed for the last 3 to 4 seasons. Now they finally did it. And is this signing... And now, first of all, before we talk about is this signing going to be good for Arsenal, is it a good signing? Of course, it's a good signing, but we'll talk about that, of course. But this signing was a very complicated one. Very, very complicated. He's 27 years old from the Portuguese league. The price tag was 75 million. I don't think that Arsenal paid 75 million. I think they paid 66 million or something like that. Or maybe a little bit higher than that. And the problem was the age. That he's 27 years old, coming from the Portuguese league, 75 million fee. That's a lot. So that's why Arsenal were there was so much negotiations. We were seeing every day that his agents are now in London, and then they're negotiating it. It was a very, very difficult transfer, but they needed it. They needed it. Okay? They could have signed even Benjamin Sesko, but Victor Gyökeres, in my opinion, was a way better one. Considering that he has already played in the Premier League and he's become a monster now, he was a very good candidate to sign for Arsenal. Now, is this dude actually gonna... first of all, is this a very good signing? In my opinion, it is. It is. Even though he's 27 years old, he can still perform, guys. He's not 35 years old. He's 27 years old. People are starting to consider the age too much. Okay? He's young. He's young, guys. He's 27 years old. Why can't he perform in the Premier League? Why? He'll perform, guys. I'm telling you guys. He's a very good signing. He actually filled the gap of a striker. For a team to become full, it needs to have a striker. If you don't have a striker, then what are you doing? Now they have a striker. And it's going to be dangerous. Arsenal squad, I think it's going to be dangerous now. And the squad depth is also increasing at Arsenal. The wingers, the forwards, of course. Kai Havertz can also play in that position, as we all know. So the squad depth is increasing. They were using false nines, now they have a proper number 9. But let's say if he's injured, they can play Gabriel Jesus in that position. He performs well. They can play Kai Havertz. Okay? So there is no question that this is a very good transfer for Arsenal, of course. And considering that he is now finally a part of the puzzle that was missing for Arsenal. Can Arsenal finally win the Premier League? Now, guys, this is a very difficult question, okay? Because Arsenal, the nature that they have in the Premier League, it's ridiculous. Like, I honestly sometimes think that how is this even possible? What the things that happened to Arsenal in the the run in, and like, how is that even possible? So I can't say, but listen, Arsenal is a very good team. We have to know that, first of all. It's a very good, even though if they haven't won anything in the last 5 seasons, that's another story, okay? But it's a very good team. If they can actually utilize Victor Gyökeres very good, and they can do it, Arteta can do that, of course. They can win the Premier League. They can. They can win the Premier League. I'm not saying that they are gonna do it. I said that they can, because if I say they are, I'm not that confident about Arsenal. But listen, if they do, it's very good. Of course, I don't have any complaint about that. If they do it, it's very good. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal, you know what, guys? It's a team that because there are moments in the game where you need a striker, you need a proper squad, you need a proper flow, and that is something that Arsenal didn't have for the 3-4 season. That's why they were very lacking in proper quality, and now they have that quality. So now I think it's going to be a very different squad. I hope that it's a very different squad, because I mean they deserve to win at least something, bro. Like, they literally go trophyless for like, it's ridiculous. But now I think that they can actually win something, and I hope they can, and I hope they will. Okay, I hope they will. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video, in which I'm going to be explaining how Arsenal could line up. So yeah, see you then.